The world doesn't pause when you close your eyes. Yet every night you feel it pressing against your chest, heavy with unspoken truths. It's not the noise of life that keeps you awake. It's the quiet weight of everything you've buried beneath your daily rush. You move through days like a performer on a stage. Each step feels rehearsed, but the script was never yours. There's a voice inside, faint but relentless. It asks why you're running from a life you haven't yet dared to live. You've built walls, not to keep others out, but to hold yourself in. Safety feels like a cage when it's built on avoidance. Every choice you make carries a shadow. That shadow is the life you didn't choose, whispering of paths untaken. You call it stress or maybe exhaustion, but it's the ache of a soul stretched thin by borrowed expectations. The mirror shows a face you recognize. Yet sometimes, you wonder if it's hiding the stranger you've become. Fear isn't just a feeling, it's a habit. It's the reflex that pulls you back just as you reach for something real. You've learned to shrink yourself to fit the world's frame, but the world never asked you to dim your own light. There's a moment just before you speak when doubt creeps in. It's the fear of being seen, truly seen, without a mask. You plan, you prepare, you predict. But life laughs at your need to tame its wild, unpredictable pulse. The body knows what the mind ignores. Your racing heart, your shallow breath. They're maps to truths you've silenced. You're not afraid of failure, you're afraid of freedom. Freedom demands you face the vastness of who you could be. The world tells you to keep moving, to stay busy. But motion without meaning is just a prettier kind of paralysis. You've convinced yourself that certainty is safety. Yet every step toward control pulls you further from life's raw beauty. Anxiety isn't a flaw. It's a signal. It's your soul tapping on the walls, begging you to stop hiding. You think strength is pretending you're unbreakable. Real strength is letting yourself crack open to feel the light. The stories you tell yourself shape your reality. Too often they're tales of limits, not possibilities. You're not chasing success, you're fleeing emptiness. But emptiness isn't the enemy. It's the space where truth grows. Time slips through your fingers, not because you're careless. It's because you're gripping a life that doesn't fit. You've been taught to fear your own depth. But what if your deepest self is the only place you'll find peace? The world is loud, but your silence is louder. In that silence, you hear the questions you've been dodging. You don't lack courage, you lack permission. No one will hand it to you, you must claim it for yourself. Every time you say, "I'm fine," you betray a truth. That truth is a fire, burning for you to set it free. You've mistaken survival for living. Survival keeps you breathing. Living makes you feel the air. The fear of being judged is a mirror. It reflects not others' thoughts, but your own doubts about your worth. You carry a map of who you were told to be. Burn it, and let your own steps draw the path forward. The need to be right is a subtle prison. It chains you to ideas that no longer serve your growth. You're not broken, you're just out of alignment. Your soul is pulling you back to a truth you've forgotten. The world rewards those who perform confidence. But quiet authenticity is the rebellion that changes everything. You avoid stillness because it forces you to listen. In that listening, you might hear your own neglected dreams. Fear paints life as a threat to endure, but life is a canvas and you're holding the brush. And you've been running from the unknown your whole life. What if the unknown is where your real self waits? The weight of unsaid words bends your spine. Speaking them is the first step to standing tall again. You think you're protecting yourself by staying small, but smallness is a theft of the life you were born to live. The chaos you fear is just life's invitation. It's asking you to dance even when the rhythm feels unfamiliar. You've been waiting for a sign to start living. The sign is the ache you feel when you're not being true. Every time you silence your truth, you shrink. Every time you speak it, you reclaim a piece of yourself. The world doesn't need another performer. It needs you, raw, unfiltered, and unapologetically alive. You're not afraid of the dark, you're afraid of what it reveals. In that darkness, your truth shines brightest. The life you're living feels like a borrowed coat. It's time to shed it and wear one that fits your soul. You've been taught to fear your own power, but that power is the key to unlocking a life that feels like yours. The questions you avoid are the ones that matter. They're the doors to a self you've yet to meet. You think you're alone in this struggle, but every heart carries the same quiet battle for truth. The world will keep spinning with or without your courage. But your world changes the moment you choose yourself. You're not here to fit in. You're here to break free. Freedom starts when you stop apologizing for who you are. The fear you feel is a compass, not a chain. It points to the places where your soul longs to grow. What would happen if you stopped running from yourself? What life might you build if you faced your truth head on?